So, good evening, YouTube. My name is Andrea. I will guide this conversation. Actually, I am replacing Sarah because this is Sarah's time, okay? And before I will start this conversation, I would like to explain how Talk and Talk works. Talk and Talk is a language platform, and here we can find English, Spanish, Italian, French, and now we also have Mandarin. This is not a class, this is just an immersion. It means that I am not a teacher, I am a student too, and I am here just to guide the conversation, just to make everybody feel comfortable here, okay, to speak a lot. So, just a moment that more people is coming. It's a safe place to practice our speaking skills, okay? So feel free to talk, feel free to make mistakes because no one will judge you or correct you, okay? But make sure that we are going to learn a lot in this real environment, okay, guys? So let me see. Stephanie, can you hear me?
Yes,
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. It's your first time here on Talk and Talk?
No, not the first time in Talk and Talk, but it's the first time in this classroom.
Nice. So welcome in this time, okay? Let me
Thank
just
you.
put the questions for you. Just a
Okay.
moment. We are live on YouTube. And I was explaining how Talk and Talk works. I think now it will be necessary to create another room, guys. What do you think? Or do you prefer stay everybody here in the main room? I think two groups is enough to speak more. What do you think, guys? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, I think.
We are in 6, so 3 in each rooms. So I will create just one more room, guys, and 10 minutes before the end, I will bring you here again to discuss how was the experience, okay? So just a moment, I will open the room. Anyone has a question? Everything is okay? Yeah? Okay. That's it, guys. If you receive the invitation, please accept, have a great conversation, and see you soon, guys. Okay. Here I have Pedro and Stephanie. Stephanie, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm 27. I work with technology, but I'm also a student. I'm about to graduate in the end of the year in production engineering. Um, I don't know. I have a dog. He sometimes appears in the classes, so he's kind of a student too. And that's it. I've been studying English for a while, like since I was a child, but I was missing the talking part because I have to read a lot and write sometimes, but I don't have enough space to talk. So I was getting a little bit rusty, and yeah, I'm trying to practice more.
Nice. And how did you find Talk and Talk, Stephanie?
I think it was in LinkedIn.
Okay.
I found a post there and I subscribed. That's it.
Okay. Are you enjoying the platform? Because it's really good, I think.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm trying to study Spanish. Um, I'm as you can see, my English is kind of advanced already, but my Spanish is not like at all.
Nice.
And it's funny to be like an advanced student in one class and be a beginner in the other because I enter in the classes in Spanish and I'm like, what is happening? Does this word even exist or did I just invent it? It's funny. It's nice.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Thank you, Stephanie. Pedro, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, my name is Pedro. I am 25 years old. I study English for a long time, but the speaking skills I I try to develop 1 year, and I found the talkie in a community in the UX because I am a UX designer.
Nice. And how long have you been attending on immersions here on Talk and Talk?
2 months.
2 months? Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah. Oh, about me, guys, my name is Andrea. I'm 46 years old. I was born in São Bernardo do Campo, but I've been living in Guarujá since I was 7 years old, so it's a long time. I consider myself a Guarujaense. I am married. I have no kids, no pets, unfortunately, because I live in an apartment. But this is not the problem. The problem is sometimes I cannot take care about myself. Imagine having a pet, so it's better not have one. I work as oh my gosh, sorry guys. I work as an assistant administrative in a Japanese restaurant. What else? In my free time, I really like going to rock concerts, drink wine, and listening to music, guys. That's it about me.
Do you want
Okay.
to be my friend, Andrea? I love all these things too.
Yeah, let's go. I
I
was
love
I
education.
I was saying in the beginning of the immersion that I went to a super combo concert this weekend, so it was amazing. I really love.
Yes.
Okay, guys, let's go. Pedro, can you start reading and answer the next one, please?
Yes. Uh, what are some do's and don'ts when using social media? So I just use the WhatsApp for to send messages for my parents and some friends, and I use the Instagram. But in social media, I think the do's is like share some good memories and share like things that you like. But I think the things I don't do in the social media is expose myself uh, some ideas that can be just not good for me, or share some opinions that I know have somebody has opposite points of view, and share more things more explicit without shirt or something like that. I think it's not good for me, but I know have some people that don't have problem about that.
Yeah, you said something very interesting because we need nowadays pay attention on what we are going to write on social media. For example, on Twitter. Every time that I open Twitter, I can see people fighting, and sometimes I am this person that like to fight on Twitter. I like very much watching Formula One, and I support Lewis Hamilton. So imagine it on Twitter or on social media, Instagram, we can see a lot of racism. So this kind of things, and sometimes I cannot, how can I say, eu não consigo me segurar, and I go there and put some comments, but I think it's not good for my mental health, because, yeah, people are there just for it sometimes, but I agree with you, we need to pay attention. What about you, Stephanie?
I I don't really have like many social media. I think I I don't have Twitter because I think most people are there to fight and make comments that are not really good for my mental health. I agree with you in that point, so I choose not to have it. But I do have Instagram. My Instagram is closed because fun fact about me. I do aerial sports. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like circus stuff. So I do acrobatic silk. I do um I don't know the name of it in English, but lira, which is like a big metal hula hoop, pole dance, that kind of stuff, like everything that I have to be hanging on something. And I really like it. It's like a big part of my routine. So I choose the people that I want to share it, because
Yeah.
I know that I'm exposed. Um, like, and I also have like, I'm not gonna say I have like um strong opinions about stuff. I don't think, because usually when you say something like that, it's like you're like what Pedro said, that we are trying to fight with someone. I'm not trying to fight, but I have my ideals and I respect them, and I think they're really important for me. So I also, and I feel comfortable with sharing them. So, but I also want to know that I have like a safe space to do it. So I don't have to be thinking about what I'm about to say or the things that I share. So I think closing my Instagram was a was the way that I found to make that happen. Like having a safe space, um, knowing that I can trust people there, seeing my stuff, my pictures, my stories. And I think that the don'ts are like the universal don'ts. Like, don't be disrespectful, don't be racist, don't be
Yeah.
an asshole, like making opinions about things that are not your own life. So I think we just like, if we behave ourselves the way we behave in real life, I think that's just
Yeah.
the point, you know, because we people have the tendency to talk things that they wouldn't talk in real life because the internet covers them. So I think we should like just behave ourselves and everything would be great.
Yeah, I agree with you. And in my case, guys, I have Instagram, LinkedIn, you know, of course, because nowadays you need to have a LinkedIn. But I
Mm.
confess that I don't know how to use properly the LinkedIn. I use for my posts on Talk and Talk. Okay, I put on LinkedIn the talks that I would discuss. So I use more for that. I use Twitter, uh, but for that, for fight. Sometimes I need to confess that. But yeah, my Instagram, it's open. But I don't know. In the past, I used to post more on Instagram. Nowadays, I like to put some things on just on stories, okay? Because I don't know, 25 hours later, after it will disappear. So I am more like that nowadays. But I was addicted to post every day something on my feed. Oh my gosh, I was crazy. Okay, but nowadays we don't need to do it everything because I am not a, how can I say, a, oh my gosh, a pessoa lá, influencer. So I don't
Influencer.
need to, yeah, I don't need it. Okay, I don't, how can I say, I cannot, I don't live with Instagram. So I don't earn money from Instagram, so I don't need to put every day. Yeah, guys, let's move on for the next one. Stephanie, can you read and answer the next one, please?
Sure. What are some do's and don'ts when participating in a job interview? Um, I don't think that's common, but I really like to do job interviews because I think I'm a really talkative person, so I usually don't have much problem like talking about myself and presenting myself. But I also think that participating in a job interview, it's like a way of testing how much you know about yourself, because it's like you're doing a test, like a reading test or something, like a college test, except the subject is yourself. And the only thing you really have to know, it's like what you're good at, what you're not good at, how can you fix the things that are bad in yourself. So I think that that exercising the self knowledge, it's really nice, you know. And I think if you're going to do an interview, that's a good way of preparing. And I know there are some reading ways you writing ways, I don't know, that you can do that, like writing what are strong suits, what are your weaknesses, and stuff like that. There are some methodologies, I don't know. But I think it's ultimately it's like you can just write it down the way you feel about yourself and start from that, you know, and that's already a very good exercise.
Very nice, Stephanie, because I think, and we can control our emotions also, you know, because when you are in a job interview, we get, how can I say, we get nervous, so sometimes we forget a lot of things. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the more we practice, the more we will stay comfortable to do it. So I believe that. What about you, Pedro?
I think the best advice I had with myself to do in a job interview is like to be honest, like the interview with the interviewer. Like yes, I put my curriculum in the I don't know how to say vaga, but when I put that, I knew it. I don't have some skills, but I have to be honest. Like the interview, like I'm not the exactly correct person, but I want to develop myself and want to be in the enterprise. And I think the best advice, like to don't do in the job interview is like lie, because when you pass phases like the some memes they have you put I had the advanced English and you put oh, so let's go, let's talk English, but you don't know how to
Yeah.
you're not advanced in the language. And just be honest with the interviewer. I think it's the best do when you are in the job interview.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I think be honest, it's something that we need to. I don't know. We need to have to have it in all points in our lives. You know, not just in a job interview. We need to be honest because I don't know. I my mom used to say, I used it to say that, for example, ai, não sei falar isso em inglês, pessoal, vou falar em português. Nenhuma mentira dura para sempre. Um dia você vai mentir, um dia você vai ser descoberto. Então, tipo assim, é melhor ser honesta, né? Something like
Lies have
that.
short legs.
Sorry?
Lies have short legs.
Yes,
That's the
yes,
same in Portuguese,
Stephanie.
not in English, but it's a good translation.
Yeah, I
Very
like
good.
that. That's it, guys. Okay, I will read the next one, guys. Question number 4.
Oh,
Yeah. When meeting someone from a different cultural background, what should you keep in mind and avoid? Oh my gosh. In my opinion, guys, we need to respect. And unfortunately, nowadays, we have a lack of it, you know, the respect. People don't respect each other. And because of this, sometimes we have a lot of problems. But I think we need to respect because we don't know the people, we don't know the culture. So we need to just to observe the person, try to understand what the person is trying to pass for us, okay? And I don't know. I think I would avoid asking a lot of questions like, I, oh my gosh, sometimes words just disappear on my mind, guys. Sorry. Uh, asking about questions, deeply questions, because we don't know so much the person. Imagine I ask something for Stephanie, for example, and she will stay like uncomfortable to respond. So sometimes it's better not to ask some deep questions. What about you, Pedro? What do you think?
It's interesting that I followed a girl that living in the China like I think it is little time, but the almost post they did in this time is like the difference that people think that they aren't in the China like it's forbidden to smoke the street, but she showed like it's not for it's a lot unforbidden, like everyone smoking the streets in all places,
You follow
like
Marina.
yes,
Yes,
exactly.
I love her.
And so good, like she broke all taboos that you think about the another culture, but I think things you have to avoid is like deeply questions. I think is very good, and like you try to defend the like your culture is best than at other
Yeah.
one because has a lot of cultures and everyone has the opinions, and I think is that like to be open to respect other people, and like imagine and know that are different ideas and different cultures in the world.
Yeah, Pedro. And I was thinking here about the things that we eat. For example, here we eat meat, we don't know, we don't have problem. And in China, people eat dogs. I don't know if it's still eating dogs, but eating dogs, insects, and for us, it's so strange, but it's the culture. Maybe the fact that we are eating uh, coal, for example, it's strange for them. So it's just about the culture, and we need to respect it.
Another fun fact, we are one of the only countries that eat chicken heart. Chicken heart is not a common food. For Americans, chicken heart is gross. They are disgusted by it. And we eat it a lot, and it's good.
In a barbecue with a beer.
Yeah, it's totally normal. And I thought it was so weird and fun when I found out that people don't eat it in other countries. I love that you quoted Marina. I love her. I don't know if you know her, Andrea, but Marina is
No.
one influencer that travels a lot, and she's spending like 2 months in China. Pedro maybe will know better than me. I don't know.
I think it's this time I think 1 or 2 months like that.
Yeah.
I
She's
don't
been
know
there for a
exactly.
long time now, and she posts the best videos, and I think she's a great example of how you can you can meet another culture, and be respectful and be and enjoy it as a person who is a foreigner, and
Nice.
and I think one thing that she do that I really appreciate is that she doesn't judge another another countries or people's cultures by our culture standards. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna judge your food because I don't eat it, or your habit because I don't have it, or your clothes, or anything else. Because if you come to my country and says and look at my barbecue and says that chicken heart is disgusting, I'm gonna judge you. So so we shouldn't
Don't
do
do
that.
that. It's better.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, she's great, and I think that's a good do
Yeah.
for all of us.
You can put can you put the arroba? I don't know. I will follow her because,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's
I
interesting
will
to
check
know
for
about
you.
traveling. So thank you, Stephanie. Pedro, can you read the next one, please?
Yes. When visiting someone's home, what behaviors are considered polite do's and impolite don'ts? The teachings of passed by my mind, like not open the refrigerator with the if you are not authorized about the people, the house that you visit. And I think asking the permission like to get in the house, it's another teaching. And the things you have to do is like you be more you have more comportation, like city straight, not just like you are in your
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 house, your
yes,
sofa.
exactly. I have a funny story that a friend of mine, that some younger men visit the house, and when he come the house, all the teenagers like without shirt, and because he is in Recife, but it's like so much comfortable. So when he get in and he saw that, he think so they are just almost naked. So I am the owner of the house, and she comes the in the oh, I forgot the name of Salad Star, but he comes like just with the underwears, and the younger man like, oh my God, why you are that? Yes, I have to show to everyone I am the owner of the house, and
Oh my
it's
gosh.
a good history.
Yeah, very good one. And I agree with you guys. Sometimes people don't know how to behave in the another's house, like if smoking. I used to smoke a lot, but thank God I cannot do it anymore. But I remember that I not used to smoke in another house. Okay, my family house, okay, but in another house I just don't smoke, okay, because I think it's the smell of smoke, it's so annoying, so we need to respect the another's house, guys. But yeah, what about you, Stephanie?
I agree. I saw once a carpet that said something like, "Hope you feel at home, but remember that you're not." Like, I think you should always try to be comfortable, but remember that's not your house. So even comfortable has a limit, you know? Like, I wouldn't, um, I don't know. I think the rules that apply to my house are not the same that applies to everyone else. So I wouldn't try to. It's like traveling. It's like what we just say about going to another country. Like if you go to someone's house and they have a rule like taking your shoes off when you go into the house, like just take your shoes off. Don't argue that, oh, that shouldn't be a problem or that's not a big deal. No, you just take your shoes off because that's the rule of the house. So I think respecting the owner's will, it's the basic.
Yeah, and I was thinking, guys, for example, we just need to thinking about the behavior that we don't want to see in our house. So, which behavior will get you annoying, or something like that? So
Mm.
think about it and try to not do the same, because I think it's worth it, because if you don't reply the things that you don't like people do in your house, it's okay. It's I don't know, it's a first step, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Stephanie. It's your turn, please.
Number 6, right?
Yeah.
Can you mention some dating rules that should be followed when entering a new relationship?
Oh my gosh.
That's a hard one. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's hard because that's so personal. Fun fact again, I spent 8 years in a relationship. and I was dating since I was very young, like a teenager. So when I split up with my ex, I was like, I don't know how to date anymore. I don't know the rules. I don't know how do you meet people, or I don't know. And it was kind of funny trying to figure it out because people are different. So when you go out with someone, maybe they're super open to, I don't know, some subject like politics. And other people don't. Um, One thing that I noticed is that it's really boring when you go out with people that only know how to talk about themselves. So if you go out with someone, I think the minimum is that you are interesting in that, in whatever that person is trying to say to you. So interested in her, his life, his habits, his, I don't know, wherever he likes to drink or eat. I think that showing that you are listening and that you are present, I think that's like the basic of going out with someone.
Yeah, I agree, Stephanie. And I really don't know how to have a date anymore because I am married since 2007. So imagine if I get a divorce nowadays. Oh my gosh, maybe
It's
I will
not
just
really.
traveling. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy, you know?
I found out that if you start liking things in Instagram without talking to the person, you're like hitting on them. And I was like, that doesn't work. How can you hit on someone if you don't talk to them? I that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. What about you, Pedro? Are you married, Pedro?
No, I'm not. I am single.
No. Nice.
So I agree with Stephanie. Like, uh, nowadays, I think that it had so much people are more open, like to talk, express it topics. But I think the unique thing I think you shouldn't talk in your first dating, like to talk about your ex relationships, because we try to know anyone, and I don't want to know in this time like your old relationship, your mistakes and things like that. I just like to know the people that I meet. But I think it's very difficult to be some rules or some steps by steps, like to getting a relationship. But I think the most important is talking about the preference and what come, because I had some dates like it's very different, like first time talk about the family and the other factors, like oh my gosh, I don't imagine that I will talk about that in the first date. But yes, like follow the conversation, it's a very good.
Yeah, I was thinking here, guys, maybe I would be very boring, you know, because I would talk a lot about English because I love talking English. I need to improve a lot, okay, but I love in this environment. I would talk about concerts, so maybe I would be a boring person, you know. I don't know. And talking about the ex, as you said before, Pedro. Imagine it. This person maybe want an advice. Why you finish the relationship with this person? You know, so maybe they need an advice, not not I don't know. Start another meeting, another dating. It's
Yeah,
crazy, guys. Go ahead.
Pedro, the first time that I went out with a guy after I broke up with my ex, the first time I went out with a guy that talked about his ex, one, and he talked about like family and stuff and travel. He called my parents, his in-laws. Like, I'm gonna know my mother-in-law soon. And I was like, who's your mother-in-law, darling? Because it's not my mother. Like, not not gonna happen. Imagine that. Imagine having your 2 rules broken in one day, the first day after 8 years. I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like in shock.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. Stephanie, please, it's your turn. We don't need you to follow the sequence. You can just choose another one that you think it's very interesting, okay?
Okay.
Feel free.
I like the 7. How
Go ahead.
important it is to adjust your behavior in different social situations. I think it's important, but I think you have to have a limit, because when you start adapting too much, you start kind of losing who you are. I think in the beginning when I was younger, I used to do that a lot in my work. When you're studying in companies, or like when you start working for real, I think you are not really sure of who you are in that space. So you try to adjust and adapt and fit in as like according to the environment. And sometimes that's not good, because you're ended up fitting in a culture that it's not really your thing. So I think adjusting is important. You have to know when you are in an environment that you can be more free spoken, when you can be more talkative, when you can make jokes, and when you have to be more serious. But I also think that you have to have some values to yourself, some ideals, and respect that, so you don't bend over to something that you are not.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, go ahead, Pedro. No, go ahead.
I agree with Stephanie. I think it has a limit that you try to be another person. You have to be yourself. But I think that some events like weddings or more social events that you have to fit a little bit, because you can say some slangs or just don't use the outfits appropriation, adding like the 8th question. You have to put the outfit like compatible, like the place and the situation. So I think, but you can be like, I put more social clothes and talk without some slang, but you can be yourself in this situation too.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I think it's important to try to be yourself, because if you pretend to be another person, like for example, in a work environment, you are showing for the person that you are one person, and then you are not this person, and I don't know, in the end you will feel like frustrated because we cannot uh, be yourself in deeply, so I don't like this kind of things, this behavior, but I do agree that we need to know how to behave in different uh, uh, in different situations, in different I don't know, in different locales, for example. So we need to do it, but we need to be ourselves, just showing who you are, be polite. This is the important, being a polite person, and try to be comfortable in the place that you are. It's my opinion, guys. I don't know if you agree with me. I think we have time for one more question before I bring the guys back. Pedro, can you choose another one for us, please?
Okay, I will try the 9. Try to picture a society without rules. What kind of problems do you think would arise? I remember you like rock. I remember the music of Raul Seixas. alternative society, like the utopic society, like you can do all things you want to do. I think it has to be a lot of problems because uh, you have done rules. You open a thing that I do something that impacts you, but for me it's correct, but for you not. And who will judge the situation? It's very difficult because I think the initiation of the society, I don't study uh, right. I forgot how to say direito, but
Law.
uh,
Right. Law,
right,
law. Yeah.
law, yes,
Right. I think depending on the context. Law, it's more about the delays. I think. I don't know,
okay,
Stephanie.
understand.
Yeah.
But I think the initiation of the society is based on that. Like he put some society rules to have limits, like what's correct, what isn't correct. But yes, I think that is the problems that would arrive, like you without any rules in the society.
I really don't know, guys, because, for example, we have nowadays some rules, we have some laws, and people are crazy. Imagine if you have a
Yes.
society without it, maybe it would not be possible. What about you, Stephanie?
I agree with Pedro. I think every situation that includes more than one person has so many points of views. Like here, if we post in LinkedIn about this conversation, I will have a view, you will have a view, Pedro will have another, and maybe they will be similar, maybe they won't. So I think that if you have no rules, it's very hard to say what's right and what's wrong because you don't have a standard, you don't have a line. Um, and I also think that it's human nature trying to organize the chaos. So if we have a group, it's natural that we try to enter in a common space, like when talking or in our behavior, because we know that if we start like invading someone else's space, we are giving them the permission to do it to us too. So I think that the rules, even if they are not written, they have a way of forming themselves in society.
Yeah, it's a good point of view, Stephanie. And guys, I really don't know. I cannot thinking about a society without rules, Maybe it will be a chaos, like you said, Stephanie, but yeah, let's try. Do our best in this kind of society, that we have rules and we need to respect each other. Okay, guys, I think I will bring the guys back and we can discuss a little all together, okay? All together? Essa palavra existe?
Mm.
Sorry, guys, sometimes my English is so bad.
No, it's not bad at all. It's natural to feel
Hey,
that sometimes.
thank you, Stephanie. Guys, how was it for you? I really like it, this topic. For me, it's very interesting. And let me know about your opinion, Pedro.
I enjoy it too much. Like it has some fun. I don't participate the immersions, and I think it's a good. Like we aboard like some things like more cultural, like more personal, like date rules or when you come home to another person. And I enjoy it too much because I learned some another words and I remember some words like when you don't have the practice to use that in your daily, you almost forget that. But when you put in some context, you can remember and learn another expressions and another another words too.
Very nice. Thank you, Pedro. What about you, Stephanie?
I like it too. I think it's interesting to know how people think they should behave in certain circumstances, because we all have different kind of views, like in relationships or going on a travel or talking with different people. And I think it's nice to know how that works in other people's minds.
Very nice. And I really like it too, guys, to talk about it with you. Thank you so much, Pedro, Stephanie. And welcome back, guys. Tatiane, Thiago, Grego. How was it for you, Tatiane?
It was so good. Tiago and Pedro are very nice people. We talked a lot, and it was really good. Thanks.
Nice, nice. Yeah, we had a good time here, and I think the topic it's so good, to thinking
Yeah.
about, because as I said before, I don't know, we sometimes we don't talk about it even in Portuguese, and we are here in our room talking it in English, and sometimes we forgot the word, so I think we can express ourselves here. Thank you, Tatiane. What about you, Thiago?
For me was so good conversation. Very interesting this subject. So good. And my colleagues was very good. Thanks.
Nice. Thank you, Thiago. And Grego, how was it for you?
It was great conversation, despite of the topic being a hard topic. I never thought about it before,
Yeah.
so but it was great, and I got some insights. It was really good.
Yes, I agree with you, Grego. And I missed a lot of words today. I needed to talk in Portuguese, because sometimes we cannot express ourselves in so properly, so well. So I needed to have a Portuguese help today. Okay, guys, I put on the chat the survey. It's just a survey for you to answer. It's important to us to keep improving the meetings here. Okay, you can put the new ideas to talk about, some topic that you'd like to see here. Okay, Sarah will see your answer. It's anonymous, so feel free to put everything that you want. Okay. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for coming, Pedro, Thiago, Stephanie, Grego, and Tatiane. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye bye, guys. Thanks so much. Good
Bye-bye.
night.